Here's your problem. Somebody set this thing to evil. Here's your look at the Mattel Master Universe Masterverse, the new Eternia's Roboto. Skeletor stole away with Man-at-Arm's latest creation, Roboto. Using his diabolical havoc magic, Skeletor reprograms the artificial intelligence to do his evil bidding. This mechanical warrior went from being nuts and bolts to just being nuts. Let's take the tape measure and see how tall the new Eternia Roboto stands. He's 7 inches in height, or working out to be a figure that's 18 centimeters tall. Good as a replacement Roboto, because up to this point, the only one I had in my collection of this size was the one from the Revelation line. For that time, he was fine for being a Roboto, but I think the new one that we're getting here, crazy or not, seems to be the better looking release of him. Because of that, even though he's technically evil, I think I'm rather going to be displaying this guy along with more of the Masters than with Skeletor's cronies. Here's what the figure looks like with Cyclone, Mechaneck. Let's bring also in Fisto. Let's bring in Man-at-Arms, because I guess he's technically responsible for all this, and an ugly looking Thunder Punch He-Man. That He-Man sure does have a face for radio. Looking, though, at the 4 accessories, 3 of those accessories will swap out with the hands that he has on the ends of his forearms. The 4th accessory does actually then swap out with the faceplate that he currently has right now. It's not really looking all that good underneath. Before we actually check under the hood, let's check, though, those arm attachments. The first thing, and probably my favorite thing, is the figure does come included with a spinning blade attachment. Don't get that too close to your face, whatever you do. I do like that it spins. I do like that it's cast in silver. And it does seem, though, like the blade is a different color than the arm. Is that just me? Maybe it's just me. I'll check my eyes here. Again, all you really have to do is pull the arms off from pull the hands off from the ends of the arms, and then just swap them out with any ones of these. The figure does also come included with a really odd looking thing that when you look at all the other things that he has for arm attachments, everything is technically this kind of silverish gray. This stands out sort of more like a sore thumb, or it looks almost more like a slime blaster from Ghostbusters 2. This again is black. It basically is just going to detach one of these and replace it with one of these. So, like, the figure already does have closed or gripping hands on the ends of his forearms. If maybe you don't like that look, just go ahead and remove those. Before I actually do remove it, though, I want to say that the hand is, again, a different color than his forearm. Odd that they really chose not to have it the same color as this area of his arm, because then it would have kept things consistent. I guess maybe they want to make it more specific that his hands are a different color. I don't even know the logic behind the scenes at Mattel. Anyways, though, if you wanted to remove the hands, just wiggle it back and forth. You don't have to wiggle, but remove and wiggle the hands, and then replace it with the arm cannon. I don't know if it's an arm cannon, maybe it pipes icing on cakes, I don't know. Maybe it sprays fertilizer all around the Eternian grounds, I don't know. It's just, again, it's one of the strangest things. If I was really to display the figure with anything, I'd probably choose instead to go with the claw, or I would go with the spinning blades of death. Unpeg this, and by the way, all of them unpeg fairly easy. Although looking at this with a hole on the end like this, I would have imagined that they would have included like a blast effect or a firing effect that would have plugged into there, because it almost does look like something should belong on the end of it. Blast? Maybe that's about it. Yeah, the only other thing that he also has, probably again my favorite things would be the blade of death, but he also does come included with a claw. The claw does open and close. The claw, the craw. Is that from Get Smart, the movie? I'm the craw. The claw? No, the craw. I'm working only with memory, so that might not be 100% correct. He does have, like, again, an open and close claw. I do actually like the fact that it does open and close. And again, if you want to double up the duty, just remove the hand that he has on this side, replace it with the blade on this side here. Again, you don't have to choose to go with the same configuration I'm going. You want to have it the opposite way? Do it the opposite way. And if somebody tells you otherwise, you just say no. The guy that was on YouTube, the very smart sounding guy I always watch his reviews, he told me I can have the blade attachment on either side. Who's this guy you're talking about? I don't know, some review spot guy. Anyways, though, with the blade on one side, his claw on the other, this guy's ready to be dealing out business. Unfortunately, though, the business that he's dealing out isn't going to be for the good guys. This Roboto is all evil. Now, one thing that's kind of cool, though, about Roboto is he does have 2 swappable faceplates. The way that he looks right now looks somewhat harmless. Like, this is RoboCop that hasn't been tankered with, so he doesn't seem to be crazy just yet. The thing about it, though, is if you do actually look under the hood, Roboto's hiding a horrible, horrible secret, which I guess probably isn't the easiest thing to do when the hood is actually on, when this mouthpiece is on. But when I remove it, you'll see there's quite horrific sights underneath. Before we actually do that, Roboto still does have the clear torso piece. In this case, though, it doesn't rotate, where when you turn it back and forth, it's not going to do anything at all to these gears. The way to move the gears, though, if you look on the back of the figure, he does actually have a spinning disc. Now, when you spin the disc, as you can see, it rotates all four gears, and it does a nice job of doing that. I think, actually, when we looked at the other Roboto, just getting him to stand, this other Roboto, I don't think did anything, did it? I don't think he did. I don't think anything on him actually did rotate. Somebody's going to tell me down below, no, he does. No, I don't see that he does. Yeah, so I do actually like the fact he does have a working gimmick. The gimmick also isn't tied into his waist, so you can still very freely move his waist around. Let's see the sights. Show us the horror. Okay. So here's Roboto's head sculpt. You may be able to make out that it almost looks like he's got a brain underneath that. That's really, really cool, though. Now, if you don't like this look to Roboto, he does also have this mouth guard that does have an open side. Actually, both sides are open, and that's to, again, reveal the horror. If you go ahead and take the mouth guard off, I want to say faceplate, but if you take the mouth guard off, you basically just detach it on one side. There's one hole there. Detach it on the other side. Always wait until the last minute. Look at this guy. Wait until the last minute. Pop that off. Look at what we're looking at underneath. Kind of either looks like a Terminator, like an endoskeleton, or Daft Punk. Why do I feel like I've seen this on an album cover somewhere? I mean, you could really ideally leave it off altogether if you want to and just have him displayed that way. But if you choose instead to have this alternate mouthpiece, again, it's going to tab right here, and it's going to connect right here. So we'll do that. We'll just put it on one side, do it on the other. And now you still get like a mouth guard for him, but now you can see like his kind of robotic teeth on either side. I actually do like this mouthpiece. I think it's a little cooler than the other one. It's also a different color as well. So there's some variety with what you can display this guy with. For the rest of his body, though, I know we've kind of already looked at the fact he's got the clear torso here. He's got some really nice metallic use of blue here, some metallic silver on his forearms. All the colors you expect Roboto to have, even the outlandish purple that he has on his trunks, has that as well. Of course, he's got red pants down below. I would even say red pants, more red legs. And he's got the knee guards there, too. Very, in fact, similar to the kind of Roboto that we had in before. But, you know, again, the more that I like the look of this Roboto, the more I feel like I'm going to end up retiring the one from the Revelation. Was it the Revelation? I think it was the Revelation. For the figure's articulation, Roboto does move his head all the way around. The head looks up and looks down and moves back and forth. Although moving it back and forth can seem to be a little bit more difficult. Moving it up and down, no issues whatsoever. You rotate, of course, the torso all the way around. You can take the arms and rotate them all the way around. The figure does also pull a 90-degree angle bend in his shoulders, or a T-pose if you prefer. The figure does also have swivels in his biceps, and nice detailing, though, for his biceps. I don't want to jump right to really talking about the articulation on the figure and spend so little time talking about how well they've sculpted the figure's arms, and his leg down below as well, but I think his arms are some of my favorite things that are sculpted on the figure. Okay, back to the articulation. The figure does have a double hinge on the elbow. The arms technically do rotate, not here necessarily, but where obviously the hand would have originally been. Anything that you add after the fact would also rotate there as well. Simple logic. Legs do split out. They're on ball joints after all. You can take the legs and move them forward. You can move them back. Roboto also has one of those things as well where you can drop the legs down. This just gives him some extra reach. If you don't like that gappage that starts to develop on the tops of his thighs, you just push the thigh back up. That's all that's really required. The figure does also have a swivel 3/4 of the way up the thigh. It does rotate there. The figure does also have a double hinge on the knee. Nice and tight, by the way, on all these joints. Ankle pivot, ankle rocker, and yeah, foot peg holes on the undersides of his feet. Boy, I was having a hard time getting that all out. Evil or not, whether he's packaged that way, I think ultimately I'm still going to display Roboto on my shelf as one of the masters. He's always really been a master in my mind. And even though, again, like I'm probably going to be replacing and finally retiring this guy, this Roboto, loose legs and all, has really been my staple robot for a while when it comes to displaying the 6 to 7 inch scale Master Universe figures. I feel like now it's probably a perfect time to retire the one from, Revelation? Who really cares? Revolutions? I think it was Revelation. Still going to now replace him, though, with the Master Universe new Eternia Roboto. Evil or not, I think he's definitely a vast superior looking Roboto. You can choose really to have this guy displayed on the shelf with the likes of Skeletor. I, though, prefer, package can tell me one thing. I'm still, in the end, going to display this guy as a good guy, because Roboto's always been that way ever since I was a kid. Never judge a robot by its packaging, because if you were to go by the packaging, you'd know that Roboto is all evil, but I'd like to think they're still good at heart, whatever robotic heart he actually has. Now, even though he's not an exclusive to their site, what I ended up ordering this guy from was Mattel Creations. Not just because he was probably one of the only places that seemed to be stocking Roboto right now, but for the price of what they were selling him for, $22. Now, I know, again, me saying 22, that's 22 US dollars. I'd probably be well and more expected to pay about $35 for this guy, and then all the fun shipping that goes on top of that. But being that I had already ordered Voltec Hero from before, and I also ordered a couple of other figures from Mattel Creations, it just made the most sense. I was already there anyways. It's a one-stop shop. I ordered Roboto at the exact same time. Now, if you guys are interested to order this one, not that this is a plug at all of Mattel Creations, but right now he is still available in stock, although they do put in red, only a few left, act fast, and they felt the need to add exclamation marks after left and after fast. Not that I want to say that you have to get there right away, but at the time that I finally get around to posting this review, he might already be sold out. If you guys probably have had better luck maybe finding this guy out in the wild, I have had zero luck finding anything Masters in Canadian stores. So for me, again, like Mattel Creations seems to be the best bet for right now. Roboto is going to be eventually going to be replacing the Roboto I've had for so long on my shelf. I'm probably going to end up giving it, I think, to my friend's kid who's now just started to find that he's loving Master Universe figures. Why don't you give him the new one? No. Let's not act hastily on this. I'm going to, in fact, probably give him the Revelation of Roboto. He's still a fine figure. He's a little loose in the legs, but for a while, like, he was my go-to. That go-to now has been replaced, funny though enough, by an eviler Roboto. Eviler, is that a word? It's going to be a word, at least in this review. What do you guys think of Roboto? Let me know down below in the comment section. Even though he has a skeletal face, if you pick this one up for yourself, would you display him along with Skeletor, or would you team him up with the rest of He-Man and his merry men? If you guys did enjoy this video, you can do it a all and throw it a like. You guys want to stick around for more so? I hope so. Hit that subscribe, turn on that bell, and of course come back. Even though we kind of are wrapping up things right now for a robotic mechanical warrior, we are going to actually kind of be looking at some more Masters stuff, it seems, throughout this entire week. So if that's the kind of thing you like to come back to this channel for, I like to think you're coming back to this channel for other things as well. Let's just say Masters is more your bread and butter. There will be more Masters reviews coming to your channel, coming to this channel, coming to our channel for the rest of this remainder of the week. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.